Good evening, everyone. This is Maria,
I'm Tim.
and today is Wednesday, March the 7th, 2018, and welcome to our daily recap.
Another exciting day in the market, Maria, as usual. Always
Yes, it
something
was.
moving.
Yeah.
Uh, let's just jump right into it. I want to go over a few of the black box alerts, and again, I've said this before. Not every alert looks this pretty. I wish they did, but these were some incredible alerts today. First one, look at ZSAN, Maria.
That was gorgeous.
We alerted that at 10:48 at $10.48. High after alert 1574, which would have been 50%. So gorgeous alert on ZSAN. We talked about that last night to watch that one for continuation. Didn't really expect this, but hey, we'll take it. Congrats, ZSAN Bulls.
Yeah, it was definitely a beautiful alert, beautiful chart. It definitely continued. Very, very pretty.
Very pretty. CLSD, last night we talked about they had the ER and price target change. They did that offering after hours, but we could tell that the market reacted very well to it. CLSD, so that was a nice continuation today. So yeah, that was one we was watching.
One thing I want to point out over here, get my crosshairs. You have, close enough to a double top, triple top, kind of, that it was expected, or I would have expected to see the pullback after that second high or third or however many times it attempted. What I do like here is that it again, it found support above the open, bump back up, new higher low after that downtrend. Or I don't want to say sell off. It wasn't a sell off. After it attempted that high, it came back down, consolidated, broke to the upside, came back down a little bit, tried again, and then kind of pulled back a little bit, but still higher low. So let's see, after hours, what has it done? Not much movement after hours. So this is definitely one I still want to keep an eye on.
I like that one. Maria, look at that alert on PIXY. That was pretty. Pixie. It's been a long time since Pixie's been on the radar for me anyway.
I know, right?
Gorgeous alert. We nailed it at $3.20. It's still moving after hours a little bit. Just a pretty alert. Like I say, they don't all look like that, but that's a sweet one.
Looks like there was a little bit of news with it too.
Would be.
Let's see. Blockchain use case. Okay, that's one. Okay. Mentioned positively at Agora Financial. So a couple of different news articles that look like may have come out. Very nice move and a nice alert too.
Nice move. Gorgeous alert. Next one on that list, RGNX. Not bad. That's higher stock. Let me pull that up too. Yeah, we alerted it right on the open. $31.23. Did they have news, Maria?
They beat ER yesterday. They had ER yesterday after hours. They reported EPS -51 on a consensus of -82, and Q4 rev 2 million on a consensus of 810,000. Nice beat on revs. Very nice
beat.
Yeah.
Nice beat on RGNX. We won't pull up these charts. RIGL, that was a $3.89 alert. Closed almost half day at 445. RADA, we see that one from time to time. We hit at 224, went to 250. One I want to get to, though, is MED. Pull that out. That was nice, too.
Medifast, right?
Yep, Medifast. Upgraded to buy from neutral at Sidoti. They also had ER yesterday after the bell. That was pretty. That
That
was
was a
pretty.
beautiful move. I actually, I looked at trying to play options on this, and the spreads were really, really wide. They weren't very liquid, so I did not play it. And at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know why I didn't just play the shares. I
That
could have
would have
just
been a good move.
played the shares. I didn't, obviously, but beautiful day, very beautiful day.
Beautiful day there. Edit was a nice alert. ANF. But ECYT, we talked about ECYT last night too, Maria, and I think we talked about it Sunday as well in the Sunday recap of last week. So that's getting mentioned a lot. Keep setting new highs on ECYT. If you want to pull that up, yeah, not bad.
Not bad on that one. I look at a 5-day on it.
New 52-week high today.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
just
was that?
gorgeous chart.
Probably right at the close. I want to see what this does tomorrow. I'm
I do
curious.
too. I mean, it's I'm curious too. It's one I keep watching since last week. It was good news last week. So yeah, let's keep that one on watch. 10x that had a little pop today. I forget why it was. Do you remember what that was about?
Yeah, there was
some kind of rumor mill.
Yeah, there was some unconfirmed chatter on 10x. Let me get the chart pulled up real quick. What I had heard, and I think it was Benzinga that was reporting it on their, Squawk or live Squawk thing they do during the day on Thinkorswim. Well, it's on Thinkorswim, but I'm sure they run it on their site and stuff like that too. They had said that there was unconfirmed chatter of an M&A move by NTNX. So I believe the news was that, or the unconfirmed news was that NTNX may buy out 10X. I never saw no confirmation. Neither company came out and said anything about it. It was just chatter. We saw the pop, the sell off, it popped again, and kind of sold off, and that was it.
Now, before we get into the bigger stocks, last night we was doing this webinar. Gary Cohn had just resigned and everything. Markets were like, we're like, don't panic sell. You were like, don't wake up and panic sell. That's the worst thing you can do. And I'm glad that came out after hours because it gave everybody time to kind of cool off. It was still iffy throughout the morning a little bit, a lot higher than it was last night. Last night we'd seen Visa, and I had a ton of things on the buy list. Visa dropped to 118. No reason, right? No real reason. And today it closed up. So, at least I'm glad that happened after hours yesterday. The markets, when you get at highs like this, the markets are always jumpy. Just anything causes quick knee-jerk reactions. So we didn't panic sell. Obviously, we had a buy list out that we didn't get to buy much of, but or very little of. But MU, Maria, another just
on. Here's the chart on the Qs. So, and if I can, let me make this smaller. Well, let me go out 5 days. Here's that sell-off after hours, right? And as you can see, we came in this morning. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We came in this morning, came back just a little bit, small sell-off, right around lunchtime, before lunch, and it just ripped the entire afternoon. Beautiful day.
Gorgeous day. So hopefully nobody woke up and panic sold. We were looking for stuff to buy. We were trying to get those Visas and those, everything that was on the last night's buy list. It was CRM, Visa, Microsoft, CAT, IBM, Boeing, Square, Autodesk, and LRCX. We didn't get a dip worth buying on any of those. So, yeah, check out MU. 55 on the money. I mean, just boom. As you see, that one spiked as soon as the market opened because it's just the fear of missing out, and then it kind of sold off like that Q chart you showed earlier, and kind of recovered like the Q chart, just not back to high day.
Right. Not back to high today, but still a really strong close, above 50. I'll be honest with MU, because it's MU, and guys, don't get me wrong, I love MU. I'm very bullish MU. I love it. But I was kind of expecting, okay, at 50, I was surprised that it kept going. At 55, I was expecting this to go sub 50. So this
Yeah,
close,
I mean
I love.
right. Yeah, I mean the low was 53.12 is what I'm showing. So hung in there for MU as much as it's ran. Very impressed by that. Twitter, another cool day. We had some flow on Twitter as well. I think you played that one.
I caught a small scalp on it. Well, it wasn't small. I should have bought more contracts, but it was a couple hundred. I caught and I sold it again too soon. Let me expand this chart out a little bit so you can see it better. It was called in the room earlier. I believe Eric V is the one that called it, and I played it from around here, and I sold it probably around here.
That's okay.
It was green.
Green is green. Green is green.
Oh. Or at least looked at it again, but geez.
Yeah, I mean that one's been sick.
Did we look at
Square
on it? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I did want to see the flow on Twitter actually.
So here's your repeats.
Yeah, there's some puts in there, but you know, some of that's probably some of that looks bullish actually.
It definitely could be. But yeah, if we put those whites back in, a lot of flow today on Twitter.
A lot of flow on Twitter. Square, I was hoping for a dip on Square this morning. Didn't get it. New 52-week high. and you know, this is something we talked about yesterday too. The ones you want to stick close to, and you know, in that kind of situation, like we thought was possible this morning. Even though I think Maria, you actually said, wouldn't it be funny if we went from red to green? And we did across most of it. But the ones that have just released ER recently aren't as volatile as the ones that are ER 6 weeks from now, or even 30 days from now. Excuse me. Yeah, Square, we did not get a dip on. I don't know did anybody play that one? Did you play it Square today at all?
I did. I scalped it, really, really small scalp. Mr. Kiteboarder in our room, he was playing it. He's the one that actually called it out. I think right around the same time it alerted on the box. Oh, let me make the chart bigger. Sorry. So yeah, gorgeous day, small scalp on it. Again, didn't hold it long enough. I was distracted by some other plays that I was playing a little bit heavier. So I caught just a little bit, nothing to write home about, but I tried.
There you go. Microsoft, look at the flow on Microsoft today. Check that one out. It closed positive, but some nice flow. I remember, is it those three yellows right there? Yeah, those three yellow sweeps. You see together?
Yep. These two. And then this.
No, those three. But there was the last one was a block, but it was the same. It was the same. Boom, boom, boom. That was pretty nice. What is that? Almost $1 million. It's hard for me to see on your screen.
Yeah. 900 to $1 million.
Yeah. Another one that we had, monster flow on Monday, back when it was at like 175, 176. Facebook. Look at Facebook today. Even in the down market, this morning when it looks choppy, Facebook hung in there. Had a great day. I mean, it dropped down to 178.07, but for the most part, I mean, it was just down a little bit early. But those sweeps that came in for 180 above the ask on Monday, I mean, that thing has just had an incredible week.
We actually had some above the ask on the call side. I thought I saw today. Yeah, and actually, so this 182.50 right here, I bought this, but I bought next week's. My intention was just to scalp it, but we closed pretty much high a day. So I'm swinging that. I'm probably going to sell that at the open, or sell at least most of it at the open, try to lock in some of that profit, and then maybe let one or two calls ride. But I did pick it up, and I am up nicely on those.
Nice. Baba, another one that, has been real jittery lately. Anytime there's like any kind of market hiccups, Baba's been kind of acting funny, but that one had a decent day too.
Beautiful
Was
afternoon.
down a little bit early. Yeah, gorgeous afternoon. AABA as well. But yeah, Baba hung in there. I know Vishal's got some of that he was holding.
Yeah. Very solid afternoon. I like Baba. For some reason, Baba makes me nervous. Maybe it's just because it's more volatile and I don't want to have to watch it as closely. Although I'll play NVIDIA and the volatility doesn't bother me. For some reason, Baba makes me nervous. Not that I won't play it, I will, and I do play it. But I've been a little
It's
bit.
harder for us to hold that one overnight, right?
Yes.
That one's harder to sleep with. It's okay intraday. It's harder to sleep with for us.
I agree. But I love the stock.
Love the stock. Probably one of the most undervalued stocks out there, in my opinion. I'm no analyst, but I love Baba long term. Tesla, we had some good flow on Tesla today.
Oh, Tesla. So I have a story. You see this sweep right here?
Yep.
That came in at 12:46 Eastern. I actually posted this one on StockTwits, this above the ask. I wish I had played it. Do you know where those contracts closed? This week's 325s? I haven't looked.
I have no clue. Let me look. Tesla, this week's 325s?
Yep.
Hold on, I can tell you. Those, oh God. Tesla, what a day after that. This week's 325s closed at 8. Well, the last trade was 890.
I wish I had played that. They paid $368 for those.
Not bad.
Near the
It
bottom.
was ballsy coming out of the gate. I seen that AA and I'm like, man, I'm tempted, but the market's a little funny. Tesla wasn't on the buy list. I had other things on there. There's some puts in there today too, but the calls, those guys have just been murdering it. So
Yeah, that was beautiful. Very, very nice. Very, very nice move there.
eBay today. eBay had a good day. I know Pete was picking that up today. He had got in on eBay.
eBay had a really nice day. Look at that.
It's a pretty day. Marvel. You've been in that one for a while, a little bit. I know Pete's been in that one for a while. That had a pretty day. It's got ER tomorrow.
They have ER tomorrow, and also this was a Nigerian play on the halftime show.
Yeah, it had a lot of flow too. We caught. Go ahead and pull that up.
There you go.
I don't even see a put. Yeah, I don't even see a put in there. You see those above the ask later in the day too on Marvel. Yeah. So a lot of bullish flow on Marvel today. EA, Maria, that had some flow.
It did. I picked up EA April 135s are the ones I ended up going with. It wasn't. I saw the sweeps which prompted me to buy, but I wanted to go with the 135 for April. It gave me plenty of time. And I like EA. I like EA a lot as a company. This and TTWO.
Well, we also, what was it, Activision had some action lately too, so it was kind of a natural fit.
Right.
So EA, pretty day. I know that everybody was in the room. So a lot of people picked those up. It's all in the game and stuff, so that was pretty cool. Amazon, just call it amazing. Does anything hold that thing down? Google had a nice day too, but look at Amazon. I didn't play it. I don't know.
I didn't play it. I didn't play this short and didn't play it long.
God, that was incredible moves today. That's probably something Ezekiel was on.
I know he was in puts. He played puts at one point, um, and I'm not sure exactly what. I don't know if he ended up playing the long side at all, but I know he did play puts at one point in the day.
Nice job, Zika. Some swings we talked about last night. We were swinging LRCX. I was a little nervous, last night when we were doing this. I was like, man, the market's looking all funny and stuff. But LRCX, the story we had on it and the news we had on it yesterday that we went over, everything was intact. LRCX still swinging it. Good day.
Gorgeous day and moving after hours, right?
LRCX, let's see. I believe so. Maybe.
Yeah, it hit a high of.
Actually, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's still going after hours. We've got the 215s for next week. We did that to give us plenty of time. We bought those on yesterday morning, and hell, it may do that this week.
It might. I love LRCX. It's another one. It's one of my favorites. It's another one of my favorites.
Love LRCX. INTC, we were swinging. INTC, let's pull that up. And it was a couple of people's first options trade yesterday. We had a couple of members and some trials that just wanted to do their first options trade. So we put them in Intel because we felt like if it does turn around and go bad, at least it won't. It's not like Tesla or something, right?
Exactly.
Where it hurts, or even a Baba. It was Intel, so they were, and we had them in the money. So they're looking sweet today. So, and the Intel's just been getting monster flow anyway. So new 52-week high on Intel. NVIDIA, we're down a little bit in that swing from last night.
But it recovered. We were green on them at one point during the day.
We were green on them at one point today, but we're still in them, so it's slightly red on that. Not a big deal. And we got plenty of time on that for a conference. Hey, Maria, you were one of them that got it. I was gone. I was doing that call that I had to do. And I come back, and you guys are all screaming about your AMD 100%. I guess Pete had said something about takeover rumors, and you and Namath just went boom and jumped in. I'm gone. I don't even know what happens till I get back. And you guys popped a quick 100% plus. Several of y'all did.
So here's the thing on AMD. Here, the chatter was, there was some rumor, unconfirmed, guys, completely unconfirmed, that Microsoft, that's not even a hardware company, was going to buy AMD. And it started to pop, and let me actually expand this out. I think it was right around, I don't remember what time it was. I don't know. It might have actually been back here where then we had a couple of red candles come in. But I want to say it was over here, actually. That's where I'm thinking it was. That news hit again on Benzinga. Pete had it playing. We heard it. We saw those sweeps start to come in. A couple of us jumped on it, fully knowing that there was no intention to hold any calls on it whatsoever. We simply just wanted to play this little rumor. So we jumped in. I think I ended up, by the time I sold, it was like 104% or 103 point some percent. Namish got out over 100%. Nice trade. Those were cheap contracts that they moved really fast. A lot of fun.
And we talked last night about all the puts that had been, we felt like all that put selling was bullish. So, yes, and then this happens today.
Right. And that is
kind of weird, right?
Like, let me pull that historical back up. Maybe go back to the first. Where were those puts? There was a bunch of puts that came in. Yeah, but it was like 3 days straight. 3 days straight, right, or more of just these puts that just came in. And we were looking at it like, is somebody writing puts or are they buying them? And then I think we checked with a couple of different sources to kind of figure it out. And the consensus was that it was more than likely a bullish play. Next thing you know, rumor hits, pop, and we took advantage of it.
The rest is history. I love Pete's Benzinga thing because last week we got UPS 100%. This week we got AMD 100% off of it. So we're going to start calling him Pete 100, I think Namish said, which I like
I
that name.
like it. Or 100%.
Another one that people had YOLO'd, we can thank Mr. Wood, aka Namish Tech Money. He was the Autodesk 130s. They were cheap. He's like, man, if this gap fills, this is how he's like, guys, man, if this gap fills, could go to the moon, and he's like, or we could lose it all, right? And so he bought a contract. A few people just bought a contract because we expect to lose that all. But Mr. Wood was right. Everybody sold that thing first thing this morning, and they clocked 300, 400, 500% on it, which was hey, that's a YOLO, but it worked out great. And then later in the day, once everything settled down and everything was kind of calm, so what was the price? It was, hold on, let me pull that up. When we got in those, Autodesk, we got the contracts at 287. I think it was around 133, just a little over 133, and it was finding some support when I said, okay, guys, let's go ahead and get the 135s for next week. They were $2.87. And the way these ERs have been moving lately, Workday, Maria, that you keep mentioning, several of these have been on multi-day runs.
Yeah.
And so Autodesk, we jumped back in those after everybody was out of the YOLOs, about an hour later, maybe a little longer. So we jumped back in Autodesk. Great trade on the day on Autodesk. That was the only one I called all day. That was the only trade I called all day.
But it was a gorgeous call. Let me get a longer term chart pulled up so everyone can see. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I don't know why I always click that one. They got hammered, right? Like that last ER, they were in the one, I think, around 130, 131. They guided down and they took a beating. They went from like 131 down to I don't remember, in the low 100s, 110-ish. Kind of took a little bit of a hit, popped back up, sold off. Kind of ramped a little bit up into ER, nothing huge. And then, bam, this quarter. And actually, they skipped the gap.
They skipped
right?
the gap.
Like,
Namish got his gap fill.
They just skipped it.
He got his gap fill on that one. That one was pretty. That was a great YOLO and a good trade that we put on during the day too. That we didn't feel like was too risky for everybody. So not too bad. Well, there was that waterfall. I got a little hairy for a minute because it got down. We were actually for about 45 seconds red on that trade because we bought it. It was pretty much just straight up, straight up, straight up. Then there was that waterfall later in the day there. Yeah, you see it. It got a little hairy there for a minute. It was just a big drop. I mean, it looked like market selling. It was just the damnedest thing. But then, boom, just the rest of the day recovered. So, good trade there.
Support, which is why I wanted. Like, I was happy we stayed in. It was holding support. I held. We all held.
We all held that. We sold it later in the day. We went ahead and got out. But yeah, I mean, because we were up 60%. And then went just slightly red. And I'm like, did we just let a 60% trade go red? But I mean, everything was so strong on it. So thankfully, then it just kept setting new highs, after that. So it was a good trade. Thor after hours, Thor has been getting beat up lately. Good ER. Let's see how it's doing now. Let's see what it's trading at while we're talking about it.
127.
Oh, yeah, 127. So
I was nervous for a second. I think that the backlog number kind of scared people away. They reported, where was that? What was it? They reported Q2 RV backlog up 33% to 2.80 billion. But the issue with that is that their rev came in at 1.97 billion. So you're reporting revs of 1.97 billion, but you have backlog of 2.80 billion. So they sold off, but then they they bounced right back up and looking really pretty. So I'm happy. I love Thor.
Longer term, we love Thor, and we've got some YOLO calls out into way down the line. Actually, we've got some expiring next week when Thor was higher. we'll be taking a little loss on those, but I mean, hey, we've done so well off the words. Okay, Costco down after hours. Let's see. Let me pull Costco up. Sees growth in same store sales.
So I think, let me pull this up.
So it spiked as soon as the ER came out. It spiked, and then, you know,
They beat on
something was
EPS.
in the guidance.
Well, they beat on EPS. They missed slightly on revs. And that the beat on the EPS was due to a net income tax benefit of $74 million as a result of the new tax laws. I have not looked at their guidance yet. I don't know if it's even out yet. Their comp store sales, that number was up for February, 10.5%. But the problem is that if you take out that 17 cents, geez, I need a calculator for 17 cents.
Yeah, I want to look into that one overnight. We'll figure out what kind of play that is. But Win after hours, I haven't even pulled up the news on Win. Have you?
I've
seen
looked
that
for
move?
news on Win. I don't know what's going on with Win. The only things that I've heard on Win is that they had some board members leaving, according to the Wall Street Journal. I know Caesars, CZR, they had ER, but I really don't think that is having that kind of effect on Win. I'm not sure what else is going on with it.
We had talked about getting those longer term contracts for like 180. We were looking out, I think we were looking out in May or something, maybe even June. I can't remember. Let me see if I can find them. I know we were looking at the 180s. Let's pull up the months. Yeah, June 15th, 180s. And they were pretty high. But.
So actually, hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, guess what? Right. Those are going to be some happy people tomorrow.
I'm sorry. There should be some news here. If I can make this work. Here is what is going on with Win. This is the pop. Win reports quarter through February 28th, adjusted property EBITDA 137 million to 143. They say results for quarter through February 28th strong, with expected total adjusted property EBITDA up 27 to 34% year over year, with strength throughout the Chinese New Year in Macau and Vegas. So okay. This is actually what the pop was. I knew there had to be something else.
What time did that come out?
Says this is today. It came out at 7:18 Eastern. So actually, just a few minutes ago, maybe.
Yeah, that just came out a few minutes ago. So that pop was.
They say accelerating announcement dividend increase to 75 cents per share per quarter. They report the quarter through February 28th adjusted property EBITDA. Okay, that's the actual number. Says management focused on leveraging industry's best assets to drive growth and capital return. They say they aim to increase capital return. And these are comments taken from slides presented during the CEO's update. So this is the actual pop.
Okay. Look at the after hours scanner. Have you checked that out yet?
Let's look. I saw it earlier. WUBA. Okay, so WUBA, they've reported. I wasn't sure if they were reporting today or not, but I saw in the news as I was scrolling through that that they did report. This one, do you remember last quarter? This one actually moved quite a bit, didn't it?
It sounds familiar.
Let me pull that up.
I mean, I know the company. I don't remember.
That next day. I want to say it was either the day of ER or possibly the next day. It had some decent range. Or I remember it running. I do remember it running at some point. on ER. It might have been this quarter back here, but
That's
I'm
where it looks
definitely
like.
going to be watching this one.
What else is on the scanner? Oh, that one wasn't on the scanner. I have that.
RCII, Rent-A-Center, and they actually had some news come out. Nice pop after hours. It looks like current volume's about 387,000 shares, a little over. Where's my news? Here we go. Rent-A-Center spikes higher after saying it has received proposals from bidders. There's one article. They were actually halted. They're reducing their headcount by 250 staff to incur $3 million in Q1 charges. So this was a business update, is what they did. But nice little spike, lower priced stock. So definitely be careful with it. You know, with any stock, be careful. But it could move tomorrow.
That one could. Let's see. I was sitting here checking out the scanner. There's a couple things moving after hours.
Eyes is moving.
Eyes is moving. COLL, light volume on CLL. RCII, it's got decent volume, 387,000.
That's one we just talked about.
Yeah.
The next still moving.
CZR, decent volume, up 6%, 6.5%. NVCN, a little too cheap for me. Wind Thor, we talked about. iBio has been going up for a couple of days. Still a little cheap for me. There's
Still a nice move.
Still a nice move. Zag, that's kind of heartbreaking. I like Zag, so
I
it looks
know.
like they're. Yeah,
We talked about it last week too, as one to watch. What did they report? Their CEO is retiring. They reported Q4 EPS, ouch, so 28 cents on a consensus of 73. They missed revs by like 10 million. They reported 176.9 on a consensus of 167. I'm sorry. They beat on revs and missed on EPS. I wonder if it's their the CEO retiring or if there was something in guidance that pulled it down.
That's a good question. I like Zag though, so that's kind of sad for those longs.
Me too.
I don't have a whole lot more. What we got tomorrow's ZRs. We can go over.
Yep. So tomorrow we have, in the morning, we have Kroger's, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, Burlington, and F-Cell. After hours, we have
Burlington's fun.
Burlington's always fun.
Burlington's fun.
We have after hours, Marvel, INSEE, Loco, and UNFI. So we've got a few.
Yeah.
The ones I'll be watching the most will probably be American Eagle, Burlington, and Marvel. And then also,
that's it. I mean, do what?
I was going to say also tomorrow. What do we have tomorrow? As far as economic data, well, we have weekly jobless claims out in the morning, household debt at noon. So not too many items on the list for tomorrow. But I'm kind of excited.
Futures out?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, I am too. Are the futures out yet?
I believe so. Hold on. Let me check.
Let me pull up this Q chart real quick. See what it's doing after hours.
I've got, again, the data is delayed. It's like the CNBC app. Implied open on the Dow down 2.36 points. S&P futures, or I'm sorry, implied open minus 3.8. NASDAQ implied open minus 9.63. Russell implied open minus 1.13. VIX futures up 1/8 of a point.
Okay.
So not horrible. I'm excited for tomorrow. Like I think like today's close kind of just it made me super
I
excited. I
liked
like
it.
that close.
I like seeing that close too. And LRCX, that swing, let's see, let me pull it one more time before we leave. 213.09 last trade. So yeah, that's doing nicely after the bell. Let's pull up Autodesk. See, I know there's still a few people playing that. 113, 137.79. So last trade, not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's
Not
all
bad.
I've got. That's all I've got, Maria. Yeah.
That's all I have, guys. Tomorrow's a Thursday. Obviously, we're getting close to the end of the week. Um, as far as how to play tomorrow, obviously, it's what I like to do, or what I tend to do, is I will watch pre-market, look for news, see what's going on. I'll let things open up, give it a few minutes to find a direction, and then play that direction. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And that's all I have. Tim, did you have anything else to add?
That's it. Just ready to go tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, guys, I hope you all have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.